Hey guys, welcome to OnTheDriveIn. It's a gloomy day. Sorry if the lighting is a little off. Hope you guys are doing well today. Hope you're pumped. You're waking up. Things are going well for you, and you're going after it. And if things are not going well, hang in there. Believe me, some days suck, but today or yesterday is not going to define what tomorrow is. And I know you guys will get out there and kick butt. Today I wanted to kind of touch on a subject that kind of an epiphany I had along my journey as I've been kind of growing and climbing the entrepreneurial ladder of life as a human. I think there are a lot of distractions in the world, and for a while I didn't really quite understand, but then it hit me one day that as human beings we've kind of been living a loop for a little while now. And let me explain what I mean by loop. So in the past, there have been wars, there have been depressions, there have been conservative people taking charge, there have been liberal people taking charge, but it's been kind of this loop over and over again. If you really think about it, right? You had World War One, World War Two, you had, flash forward Afghanistan, Desert Storm. In between that, you had collapses, you had big booms in the economy. All this stuff has kind of just been happening, right? Music, old generation, hating the new generation's music, the new way of looking at life, kind of this cycle that's just been happening. And, while we've been progressing forward, really, when you start to think about it, everything kind of is doing the same thing, just in a different way, in a different time period. And I realized, oh my God, it's kind of a distraction, right? You turn on the news, you listen, things happen, blah, blah, blah. It's a distraction, right? And I realized that in order to kind of be the best version of me that I could be, I had to kind of detach from the world. So for me, I got rid of, most of my social media, things that just kind of kept me zombied and distracted and kind of plugged into the world. I kind of got rid of them so that I can unplug from the world and kind of work on me and grow, right? And I think along this journey, a lot of us are so distracted by, our 9 to 5, our credit card debt, what car we want, the new shoes we want, things are going bad, we don't have enough money. All these things start to distract us, and it stops us from growing. We just kind of stop. We get stunted in our growth. And that limits, how good we become in life as humans, whether that's, being sober, not being an addict, being an entrepreneur, finding success, financial, emotional, relationships, all of that. The more we plug into this world, the harder that becomes, because there's so much distraction, and all of that distraction is taking away from you. It's taking away from you having that time to work on you and grow, right? Wherever that takes us in the future, this growth, this time period, this journey, we need to grow so that we're prepared for the next stage, the next level, whatever that is that's coming. So really, I want you guys to kind of pretend that the world is like the movie The Matrix, right? It's just an illusion. In this illusion, you kind of, the more you know it's an illusion, the more you can, the more you can manipulate that illusion, right? And some people will say, "Oh, Mark, you're so lucky. You found the love of your life. I've been married 7 years. We've been together 9. We have 2 children. Thank God. It's beautiful." And people will say, "Oh, you're lucky. You found love." Not too many people do. You know what? If you go back and ask any friends I had in high school and before that, they knew that I was always looking for love. They knew that I was the person who was always looking for love. And it's not really a surprise that I found it, because I spent over 10 years thinking about it. I spent over 10 years searching for love, and I found it. And what's really freaky is I knew I was going to have 2 kids, and I knew that both of them were going to be girls. Don't ask me how I know. I just knew it. My whole life, I knew I was going to have 2 kids, and they were going to be girls, and it's the strangest thing. So I challenge you guys. This world is not real, right? It's just an illusion. And in this illusion, the more you realize you can manipulate it, the more things you can get done. The more things you can find. You can find love. You can start a business that becomes $1 billion business. You can be sober. You can do all these things. You can find success in every way and grow as a human emotionally, if you just understand that all of this shit is a distraction. Don't buy into it. Don't buy into any of this stuff. Just focus on you. Focus on growing. Focus on loving people. Expand on that. Help people, right? That kind of taps into this this love mentality, which is beautiful, right? As opposed to fear, which is, for example, like the news. Turn on the news. Oh, somebody got robbed. Somebody got shot. Oh, and a cute story about a squirrel, right? But that's, that keeps us in this constant, like, oh my God, I got to double lock my doors and make sure that this is going on. As opposed to living in love, living in light, living in a space that is, the world is beautiful and people are good. And I know that. And I'm going to be good and watch how I see the best in people and how they begin to grow because of how I'm acting. So I want you guys to kind of pull back. If you're on social media heavy, slow that down a little bit. Focus more on you, not other people, and grow, right? Don't get caught up in this illusion. Just pretend in your mind that this is just the matrix. And whatever thoughts you begin to put forward, because this world is an illusion, it's like a dream, your thoughts have power and you can manipulate it, you can twist it. And if you go back and listen to interviews with Steve Jobs, you'll hear in one of his interviews, he says the same thing. He's like, there's a point where you realize that the world is just this thing that you can poke at, and that when you poke, you can make changes, right? So I realized that he had that same epiphany I had, or I had the same epiphany he had along my journey as he had along his journey, that, hey, you know what? If I poke at this, I can change it. If I poke at that, I can change it. As long as it's something you really want and you're passionate about it and you go for it and you're not afraid, you can make real change in the world. But it has to start with you. So today's lesson, unplug, pull back, get away from social media a little bit. Don't watch the news if you already do, because really, who gives a shit what's going on where? Because if your people's lives aren't even stable yet, they're worried about, people in Afghanistan, they're worried about people in Africa, they're worried about people here or there, and their lives, they barely have food on their table, right? So what does it matter? So unplug, stop watching the news, and begin to realize that this is not real. And when you begin to put that thought in your mind, all of a sudden you realize, okay, if this is not real, then I can begin to manipulate it. I can bend this and bend that and add value here and add value there and grow and become successful. All right. So that's a lesson for today. Whether you're an entrepreneur who's, struggling, whether you're an addict who's trying to find recovery, hang in there, keep pushing. I believe in you guys. Again, I'll leave my email below. If you need any help, reach out in the comments, whatever you need. Hang in there. Realize that, just because today or yesterday or the last 10 years have been shit doesn't mean that the next 3 are going to be. They're going to be whatever you make them and whatever you put in your mind. And I believe in you. And I know you guys are going to kill it. All right? Hang in there. Tune in next time. Please like the video, subscribe, hit the little thumbs up so other people can get to see it. And I'll tune in with you guys next time. Thanks.